sponsored by Tropical Acres Steakhouse.
Hold the Mayo. It's time for Mike Mayo's Lunchbox. Find out what's being served with Mike, Defo and Lubie, the only show that covers food, sports, and the proper maintenance of your car. And now, a man who had the distinction of having an entire health clinic named in his honor, Mike Mayo.
I want the flim sauce with the awesome fay, with shafafa on the side.
Hey, hello everybody, and welcome to another edition of Mike Mayo's Lunchbox. Hopefully the sound is working today. Sorry, Lubie. No, we are home. We thought we were going to be on the road at Gilbert's 17th Street Grill, and there was a little bit of a scheduling mix-up. Lenore, the wonderful proprietor, didn't realize she had some dental appointment, a dental procedure scheduled for today, and we definitely need Lenore at full strength, because she is definitely one of the stars of the touring circuit.
It's like putting Rempe on the ice for the Rangers, isn't it? You bring Lenore in there and she just starts right in and goes for the jugular. It's great.
Oh yeah, no, we look, we're a couple of ex-New Yorkers. We like to go at it, give each other the needle, kind of like me and Defo used to do. And
she has a great accent, though. I mean, for that, among New York accents, among my favorite here in South Florida. Lenore,
a wonderful accent. Yeah. And but we are going to reschedule. We're going to be there on Monday. We'll do a Monday road show at Gilbert's 17th Street Grill. And as fate would have it, it's probably best that we're not there today because, we love them, and they're always number one in our hearts, and they have one of the best burgers in South Florida. So it's no real shame in finishing runner-up, which is what I believe they did. I think they finished second. The Sun Sentinel had their burger competition, searching for the best burger in South Florida. Now, how you label one thing the best in a field of thousands, and when there's dozens and scores of really good ones that would rank as excellent to exceptional burgers, I don't know how you do that, but I am very happy and pleased that friend of the show, a guy that we've done a couple of shows with, Jeffrey.
You discovered this guy. What are you talking about?
Oh yeah, he
was in the back of a warehouse somewhere that nobody in their right mind would have ever gone into, and he was serving these burgers up. We went in there, did a show. He blew us away, and well deserved. I mean, his success is well deserved. Hey, here's a question for you, though, Mike Mayo. Should there not be like a template, some kind of common denominator? In other words, like Chefry Eats makes all these fancy burgers and all kinds of stuff is on there. And I don't know, should a burger not just be judged on the simplicity of it and, just more on its basics? Because with me, I'm a ketchup, pickles, and grilled onions guy, and I wouldn't want to go any further than that and try to figure out what's the best burger.
This is where things get complicated when you're running these types of contests. Are you saying just what is your basic burger, and then you're assessing everybody on an equal playing field, where you maybe just say, give me a cheeseburger with, maybe just pickles and onions on it, or just a plain cheeseburger. Like in the pizza realm, what do? You're going to just assess it on a plain cheese slice, or do you want the specialty pies at every place? David Portnoy, for as much as grief as I sometimes give him, the man, he's fair, and he goes around and just assesses a plain cheese pie, plain cheese slice. So it's kind of a level playing field. He doesn't want to see your pepperoni or your whatever fancy schmancy truffle mushroom
arugula
pies.
Salad.
Yeah.
Pizza, that kind of thing.
Because you point out a good thing, because Jeffrey Eats that French onion soup burger that he puts out. I loved it. I thought it was one of the best burgers I've had, ever.
But it's
anywhere.
not a common burger. It's not like
it's
you're
not
thinking
a common.
about.
It's a specialty burger.
Right.
And then I'm sorry.
No, I was just gonna say, how do you compare? Look, Gilbert's does do some creative things.
They have a lot of creative
stuff,
burgers.
yeah.
The Havarti bacon burger, a specialty burger. The chimichurri burger, it's great.
And a lot of these places, look, Shenanigans does some things too, but the majority of it is still based off of a burger. Chefry Eats goes all in. Like, he does some really crazy stuff. And again, I don't find anything wrong with either of it. But it's interesting to me how you.
He's got like sushi from Kaizen on top of a burger. It's
No, he's not
incredible.
doing that yet, but he
Yeah.
does done wild things. He's done the peanut butter and jelly burger. He's done all kinds of things. Look, but he's a master of the simple burger too.
Oh, yeah?
What he
Okay,
calls
good.
the OG, which
Yeah.
is just his plain cheeseburger. His quality of meat, the way he grills it, everything is great. He is one of the best burgers in South Florida. So
And
this
people
is a
love
result.
the creativity. They really
Even
do.
Lenore and Beth, I was texting with Beth yesterday after the results came out. It's funny because Beth Gilbert texted me before the results came out, and I knew they were coming out any minute. And I said, "Hey, it's no problem. We're scheduled to Monday. I don't know what's going to happen in the competition." And then she just replied, "It's just as well. She probably doesn't want to see your face after the results are announced.
The fire back
if we
with the
lose."
Sun Sentinel, of course. Yeah,
But,
you are the Sun Sentinel, Mike.
No, and you know what? All 5 finalists in the burger competition, I would say, are there's no slouches in there. I happen not to like the La Tub burger as much as I used to. I used to think it was one of the best burgers in town and in the country. And now
Do we need to go back there though? Because maybe you
it was a
often
year
talk
ago.
about this. There was some transitional stuff going on, and maybe
I
they'd
was there
come
last
back.
summer. Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, I'm always up for repeat visits and
Yeah.
reassessing things. And again, I'm sure La Tub has its fans and backers. In my mind,
That
Gilbert,
burger was always classic, though. I mean, like if you
And-
went there, even if you weren't expecting the best of the best, you couldn't be
well,
disappointed.
it's just a
Never
massive-
disappointed with the La Tub burger.
It's a massive mound of meat. It's 13 ounces. It's like almost a full pound. It's a
How did they even get
gutbuster.
past the first paragraph, though, about the $2 to park on Let's Eat South Florida? That right there would have been a deal
That's been
killer,
in
wouldn't it, for
place.
most people?
Hey,
No?
you know what? That's been in place a long time, and
Yeah.
at least you get a spot right next to the place. And now, if you go out and about in town, some of these private lots and even the meters, you have to pay $7, $10, $15 just to park
Sure.
for 2 hours. So
What about a Panther game? What if you were parking there? and getting
$75?
Oh,
Hey,
my
speaking
God.
of the Panthers, you see my shirt?
Is that a Kachuk? What shirt is this?
Oh, I'm dyslexic, or else you're it's backwards on the camera here.
Yeah, it's actually spelling out Shazirkin. No, this is one of the Kachuk Around and Find Out shirts that
Okay.
Val got me. She loves that whole phrase so much because
So wait a minute now. You're
Spawned
on the
by the-
Panther bandwagon after being a Ranger fan your entire life, Mike?
He's all over the place.
where have you been, Defo? Well, yeah, actually, you haven't.
You've
been around.
defended-
We've already discussed this. That I have split allegiances. I grew up a Rangers fan. I'm now down here, and I like the Panthers, even though I hate Doug Sifu. But I like this team, and I like Kachuk, and I
All right,
like
it's
the way
fair.
they play. And I always, as a sports,
I'm a big
writer-
Paul Maurice fan now.
Oh, yeah,
You know what? I can't believe how wrong we were about this guy.
Oh, the
but,
guy's hilarious.
He's great.
He's great.
Yeah.
So what's not to like about the way they play? And so I am going back to my sports writing roots is what's the better story? And I know a lot of people will say, oh, well, the Rangers have been such an inept team and they haven't won the cup in 30 years and they've only won 2 since 1940. But in my mind, a franchise that has never won a Stanley Cup is a better story than a team that has won a couple of Stanley Cups, or they used to win a bunch back when there was only 6 teams in the league. But so I'm rooting for the
They
Panthers.
didn't win that often when that was happening.
No, I know.
That was a league dominated by Montreal,
Montreal.
and I would
and
say the
Detroit.
Rangers.
Yeah.
I mean, I can't tell you how many nights I was screaming at Win Elliott, to say something positive about the Chief and Harry Howell, who were back there as defensemen. Then 6 teams in a league, and they would miss the playoffs almost as a matter of routine. What are you talking about?
Actually, I don't know. All right, they were pretty inept back then too. But the
They were
point
okay.
being,
Everybody was good back then because there were so few teams.
how many people and Ranger fans like myself back in '94 when they won it all with Messier guaranteeing the big Game 6 victory, that we said now we can die in peace. We've seen them hoist the cup.
Yeah,
So
it's like a Cubs fan.
and I think fans down here, all right, maybe it's not. The
You would
biggest hockey
expect more from a New York team than every third. I mean, look at the Knicks. My God,
Yeah,
all these pathetic Knicks fans that are sitting there thinking that this is going to be their year. It's never going to be your year.
and how about those stupid Jet fans? Talk about like blind idealism.
They already
utopia
think they
every
have the Super
year.
Bowl wrapped up with
Every
Aaron
year.
Rodgers.
And they still have Aaron Rodgers, a guy who's like what 47
He's 40,
and coming off
of Achilles, a torn
coming
Achilles.
off an Achilles injury, which Defo hopefully he's coming off.
I just came off a minor walk of life after 6 weeks on the shelf.
Yeah,
I can tell you, it's you know what, the Achilles didn't bother me, but it's not an easy thing to come back from.
Yeah,
that
it's a
long
mental
period of time,
thing.
yeah.
Aaron Rodgers, he's older. He's coming off the Achilles. He's also coming off 12 ayahuasca trips.
Yeah,
So that's not going to
exactly.
be.
I'm not trying to dodge, big, 275-pound 4-3 running defensive lineman either. So
So the other thing is, the Mets. God, I mean, how much money have they just set aflame this year? And did you see that thing I sent yesterday? It's this funny meme going around about has a smashed car door window, and it says, "Beware, everybody! I had 2 Mets tickets lying on my front seat, and somebody broke in and left me 4 more Mets tickets."
I was just talking to a dear friend of mine for life, Mr. Met, we call him, a gentleman named Ira Dornstein. He teaches a baseball class actually at Hofstra University for like one of their adult education courses, and he was crying. I mean, he couldn't believe how bad the Mets are. You see this guy yesterday, Mike Mayo. I mean, your sports writing instincts would love this story. The guy, he gets thrown out. He gives up a home run to Ohtani. He then gets thrown out of the game. Then he throws his glove into the crowd. And right after the game, they send him down to the minors.
Hey, it's kind of like the Panthers firing
Jose
coaches.
Lopez, I believe his name is. Jose Lopez.
Jose Lopez.
It's
All
either
right, well,
Jorge or Jose Lopez. I can't
at
remember.
least they didn't leave him in a snowbank on the side of the road in North Carolina like the Panthers. have
Nothing
done to
colder
Tom.
than the NHL, man.
Yeah.
Nothing colder.
Hey, and just one last thing about
What do you think tonight, though, Mike?
Wait. Before we get into the Panthers talk, one last thing about the whole burger competition. Again, congrats to Jeffrey Allen Lemmerman. Is his real
Well-deserved
name.
honor. I mean, the guy has been great.
Eats
Yeah.
Is his stage name, and even he was gracious because he said, hey, maybe we need another competition for smash burgers because that's a whole other realm. It seemed a lot of the Sun Sentinel finalists were in the traditional classic big thick steak burger category, which I prefer. I happen not to like the smash burgers as much. Although, man, those ones that we got, those smash burger sliders on Monday at Prezzo, an Italian restaurant of all places, they came out great because they were, like that caramelized exterior, but they were still red and juicy on the interior. So I was loving those. So many good burgers out there. But yeah, you could have a competition of best basic burger, just to have a cheeseburger, best specialty burger, like the French onion soup burger, best smash burger, best tuna burger, best turkey burger. Although those turkey burgers always have to be cooked to medium well. Did you see that one the other day? A woman who was on the Let's Eat group said she went to some local restaurant, and the waitress, after she ordered a turkey burger, asked her how she wanted it cooked. And it was a little bit alarming because anybody who's in the service industry should know, if they're well trained, that when you're talking about poultry burgers, there is no question that one does have to be cooked to medium well, 165 degrees, unless you want a beautiful case of whatever it is, trichinosis or what's that?
Oh, I used to love that when Gordon Ramsay would see somebody trying to serve undercooked chicken.
Yeah,
and you could kill somebody with
salmonella. That's it. Chicken tartare.
Firing this chicken at the chef, the would-be chef, and it definitely it was very upsetting, no doubt.
As I found out, even antelope tartare can be a little sketchy, so I would not recommend chicken tartare.
Listen, Anthony Bourdain, I don't know about that.
All right, so
antelope tartare. All right, so what's your story, Mayo? Who are you picking? Come on.
Well, all right. So first of all, I just want to go over a couple of things because we always use the word.
Are you going to read the jury instructions again? Anyway, I'm fascinated always by the Trump hush money trial and the analysis, and it's almost like a political rain-out theater. Or legal rain-out theater, because you have 8 analysts trying to figure out what the hell the jury is doing.
Like
but the jury's sitting in a
Squares.
room somewhere. They're probably like playing,
they're
pool or
just playing
something.
canasta.
We've only got 3 squares, but for them, it's like the Brady Bunch or Hollywood Squares. They
Oh
got
my
9
God!
boxes up
I
there.
mean, you talk about paralysis by analysis. I'm waiting for Big Poppy to weigh in with an opinion.
I do have a prediction.
ESPN conducting this thing.
I do have a prediction in the trial, though. I think it's going to be a hung jury. And
Hung jury would be the bet, wouldn't it? I bet you have to
one
lay a
reason
price.
alone. It's a convoluted, complex case, and the New York Times, to its credit, when the jury was seated, they did a chart, a graphic of compiled from the jury questioning before the actual trial opened, of the media diet, basically where the news sources of each of the jurors was.
Oh God, you can tell.
Most of them were like fairly
reasonable
normal New
people, yes.
Yorkers. You know, there's
Right.
New York Times, Wall Street Journal, CBS, CNN. But one juror seemed to be. It must have been after the prosecution had already used up all of its strikes.
Yeah.
One juror said that he got his news from Truth Social
Oh, Jesus.
and Newsmax.
Oh, good.
So once you
and the
saw
fact
that,
the juror was wearing a MAGA hat during the proceedings.
but once you saw that, you knew that's it. The fix was it. Well, not the fix.
You may as
but
well put Judge
the
Alito on the
plant
jury.
was seeded. The
Yeah.
seed was planted, and it's going to be. That guy is never going to vote to
There's
convict.
no way. If you follow Truth Social,
Yeah.
which I didn't know was around still, there's no way that.
And the way trials work is that each side gets to strike a number of jurors for any reason or no reason at all. But once you use those up, you can't do it anymore. So I'm figuring this
it's
guy
like
got
challenges in the NBA.
Yes, 100%.
You get a blatant foul where some guy's head has been severed, and you can't challenge it because.
So I'm on the
you've used them up.
record as saying hung jury. I
Yeah,
don't know.
Hung
what you
jury
guys
would have
think.
been my prediction.
It's gonna be.
And I was right yesterday. I kind of said I was leaning towards Jeffrey Eats winning the whole thing because he has good service.
That looked like it was going to happen.
And he has a great burger. So again, it's a conflict.
You know what? I have to get back there.
Media.
Yeah, because we went there a couple of years ago when we started.
Oh
the
yeah,
show.
yeah, and that was the other bit of news. I
Yeah.
congratulated him, and I said, maybe we'll come out there and do a show up at the food truck up at Boca Raton at the Barrel Monks Brewery.
And he says, "I don't need you anymore, Mayo. I'm number one."
Well, he's already been on Guy Fieri. Now he says anytime he would love to have us.
Oh, beautiful.
And again, there's no discrediting to the great folks at Gilbert's who also do a great job with burgers. It's not a zero-sum game. You can have two great burgers, but you have these competitions. Yeah,
there are a lot of great burgers out there. There's no doubt about it. Yeah. And everybody's got it's like anything else. And it is amazing. We talk about it all the time. For all the fetching that goes on Let's Eat South Florida, what an amazing number of choices you have every single day, even in the smallest radius in terms of area. You used to give me a lot of crap about never leaving my immediate vicinity to go out to eat. I don't have to. I don't even think I can hit all the places that I want to that are in a 3-mile radius of here inside of a year.
This is true. We have an abundance of riches, but in an area, 3-county area of 6 million people and 50,000 eateries, there's, again, a ton of great choices out there. And what I urge everybody is get out of your little comfort zone every now and then and try something different and new. And in the case of, whether it's a Gilbert's burger and trying some of their chimichurri burger, some of the things that Dominican and South American twists that Corin puts together, or going up to Jeffrey Eats and trying some of his extreme burgers or just his OG burger.
Where was the Beast? Or where did he weigh in on this?
I was going to say.
Did you get his vote? What happened there, Lubie?
I don't know if he voted. I don't think, I didn't put in a vote in the Sun Sentinel competition, even though, I'm allowed to submit something. But I just thought, unlike Supreme Court. Yeah. Unless, I'm not like the Supreme Court justices these days. I will recuse myself if I feel like I have some sort of.
Although I thought I saw an upside down flag flying somewhere in Dania Point.
An upside down tub flag.
Yeah,
I wasn't sure if that was your house or not, since I've never been there. But
that was the distress signal after eating some skyline. No, antelope. That's it. Not skyline chili. I love skyline chili. So, okay, back to the game tonight. So, when you open up game one. It's all starting 0-0. We call that the tone setting game. When you get teams tied 1-1 and you go to game 3, it's pivotal, right? Pivotal game 3.
No, all games pivotal. If you can't come around to that point of view, then there's something wrong with you.
Well, no, and
you keep wanting to with your thesaurus like mine. You want to keep calling it something else.
No,
every game is pivotal.
Not every game is pivotal.
Everyone,
because pivot means it's going to turn. It's a fulcrum. It's even and it pivots. So tonight. Game 5 knotted up at 2-2.
How could that not be pivotal, my friend?
You know what? You know what I call it? Pivotal plus.
Jesus.
It's very pivotal, no doubt.
It's better than not calling it.
It's a pivotal game.
That's extreme.
The last game I called game 4 was determinative because
Panthers... you always have to make up some semantic objection to the obvious, which is pivotal. Every game is pivotal. You lose game 1, you're screwed. I mean, you're sitting there up against it. You have to win game 2. If you lose at home, like the Rangers did, let's face it. Game 2 was pivotal. And game 3 was pivotal. 4 pivotal. All of it.
And you know what happens? So whoever loses tonight, and then what is game 6 for whoever loses tonight?
Well, that's
do or die.
Do or die. Then what happens if they come back and tie it up and goes to a game 7? What is
pivotal.
game 7?
Sudden death.
No. do or die squared because it's for both teams.
Do or die squared.
What have you
So
been
tonight
drinking
is
lately,
Pivotal
Mayo?
Plus.
You talked about Aaron Rodgers being
Maybe he has more time on his hands now, so he's thinking he's.
What is wrong with this guy?
Rabbit
Is
holes.
it me, Louie?
I love the home shows because they have more time to ponder instead of driving to
my
a place.
You're
God.
pondering. Not becoming
Why don't
ponderous.
you think on your way to the places and just turn
Pivotal
off
Plus.
your phone for a
I don't
while?
need
And,
more of this. I don't need more of this.
So, what do I think's going to happen tonight? I have no idea because it's like
great.
such hockey.
way to take a position, Mayo.
Well, but look at this. The team that outplays the other team in hockey doesn't necessarily win. It's
true.
a game of bounces, hops, things hit off the pipe.
But that's
across
true
the-
in a lot of sports, and it's very obvious
More so in
sometimes in
That was
hockey.
good.
More so in hockey than any other sport. Talent doesn't always prevail in hockey.
Because
The better-
a lot of the game that's being played is not necessarily completely crucial to the determining factor. Where a puck all of a sudden it just basically squirts out between a guy's legs and somebody shovels it in the net, even though the other team's dominating. All of a sudden they've got a huge edge there by getting a goal, which is extremely valuable. So. You can be badly outplayed and still end up winning a game.
Yes,
It happens
annoying.
probably more in that sport than other sports. No?
These are two evenly matched teams. I don't know. I think the Panthers feel like they have the edge. They seem to be outworking and out hustling the Rangers most of the games. Skippy's excited. Does he have?
No,
a-
that's Holly. Holly rarely barks at anything, but
Okay.
she saw somebody go by in the backyard there.
Okay, there we go.
Yeah.
But
They're wearing ski masks. Should I be concerned?
put a gun to my head. I'm going to say the Rangers are going to win tonight. The Panthers are going to win
There you
Game
go.
6,
All right.
and then the Panthers are going to pull out Game 7 on the road in overtime. It's going to be going down to Game 7.
So wait a minute. Let me
overtime.
try to follow that. So I should bet the Panthers tonight, Rangers tomorrow,
Absolutely.
and Rangers in Game 7. Thank you very much, Mike. There's my 3-night parlay.
Well, what do you feel? Do you have a gut feeling?
You know what? Look, all of this stuff has been toss-up city. The NBA has been impossible to figure out. Just when you think you have a line on what's going to happen, something absolutely bizarre.
The Celtics are going
the
to win it all.
antithesis goes
They look
on.
like-
I think the Celtics end up losing to the Western Conference
Really?
champion. I really do. Yeah. I mean, if they're struggling to beat these teams, even though they're 12-2, that have all come in there. I mean, you talk about the path of least resistance.
Struggling. They fucking blew out
They
Pacers.
basically, in a 4-game sweep, they could have easily lost 3 of those games.
They only blew them out one game. The other 3
Yeah.
games, the Pacers, if you want to do that stupid ass thing that the Boston Celtics media does,
Yeah.
Pacers won every
They
quarter.
were life and death to beat the Cavs in those games, too.
And again,
Nobody.
win-loss is all that matters. But unlike in hockey, usually the team that dominates wins a series. Sadly, the Pacers are 15 years old, so they couldn't close out games.
Yeah.
And also they're missing their best player. Again, the Celtics had that advantage. Yeah, I mean, I'll let Defo go finish his thought. But yeah, I mean,
No, it's okay. You know what? I just think that they're more than vulnerable. Everybody's giving them a lot more credit than they deserve because they did struggle to beat even inferior teams that were completely undermanned and challenged. And so there's a bit of an illusion there that there's a really good team, but I think the West was clearly superior this year to the
All right,
East.
we'll see. I might take that bet when we get to the finals, unless it's
Yeah, I'll give
Minnesota.
you
I
a
think
shot.
if Minnesota somehow comes back and wins, then I kind of love them because they just have that look of,
They
charm
come back
to
and
them.
win, you'd have to think they steamroll the Celtics in a series because they have the 2 7-footers. But
We'll see
anyway,
what happens.
you know what? Are you going to be going to any of these games? Did you hit up Val to buy you a ticket?
no, I'm not.
Saying that your dream was to see the Panthers Rangers in Game 6. Now
Game
that we know
6,
there's going to be
might-
one,
I have ways of getting in there, but
You
I
do?
can't
Yeah,
reveal
wow.
Hard
them.
these ways because I want to get in there.
My thesis in life is this: that a single individual could make his way into.
are you calling
basically
Wasserman
anywhere.
Schultz for tickets? Are
No,
you kidding me?
You don't even need a ticket to get into some places.
Oh, you want to
It's- you just got to know some tricks of the trade. But
Oh, you got a guy at the back door that's going to let you
Oh,
in?
that's great.
I'm not. I don't anymore. I just. I'm not going to go. I actually prefer hockey now, just on the big screen, because you could actually see the puck and you could do the replays and you could go back and forth, and it's very. It's very.
I don't know.
exciting.
That is one sport. It's really true. There's nothing like being there. I mean, you see a lot more live in any sport if you go out to the stadium or the arena or whatever. But in hockey, I mean, it's a totally different experience.
Yeah.
Far. I mean, detached from what you get when you're on TV. You can watch football on TV. Okay, sometimes you're at the stadium, you don't even have a very good view of the plays, and then you don't get the replays or whatever. But Hockey seen live is a completely different experience, and that's always been the thing about its
It is.
supposed lack
It
of
is
popularity
a
that it wasn't really a
raucous
sport that
Veteran
translated well to TV.
atmosphere. But if I went out there with my Kachuk trick around and find out shirt, I might get beaten up by all the Ranger fans out there because
Both of them are very aggressive, which is a
Yeah.
shocker. New York.
Bring both jerseys. Bring both.
yeah,
That's
actually,
what I would do. Yeah.
I could squeeze in my sausage
Rangers are winning. You
casing
just change shirts.
Ranger jerseys and then just peel it off
All
and
of a
do it
sudden you're-
depending on
you're-
who's up. That's
You're Rod Gilbert all of a sudden. That'll be great.
the ultimate fair weather fan in South Florida. Depending which team is leading, I will wear that shirt.
Not an uncommon practice in South Florida to change jerseys in the middle of the game.
And let me.
you're a fan.
I think tonight actually I'm going to be doing a couple of things. First, I think I'm going to, as my daughter is going away on vacation with her mom for like 8 or 9 days.
Oh wow!
To some island off the coast of Honduras called Roatan, which I've never heard of. I thought he was the one that.
You know what? Tell her to go downtown Honduras. A lot of mafia guys from New York are there. It almost looks like the Cafe Sportiva on Atlantic Boulevard. I mean, they're just all hanging out there.
It's an island off the coast that I've never
okay.
heard of. Roatan. I thought Roatan was the guy who bailed out New York or saved them from bankruptcy in the 1970s. Felix Roatan. No, that's Felix Roatan.
I've heard.
That's it. How's that for an aged reference?
There you go, man. What are you going to talk about? The money store next with Phil Rizzuto? Can you believe these interest rates? 7.5%.
Going to go with my daughter to J&C Oyster in Hollywood.
Oh, nice.
Spot 2035 Harrison
Tonight?
Street. Yeah, for happy hour. They have
good
happy
for you.
hour every day. They're open Wednesday through Sunday for dinner, and they have some great happy hour specials. So I'm going to go in there with Natalia. We'll get a couple of nice little small plates. Keep the tab on the lower side because you get great value there. And
Caesar.
yeah, no, I haven't contacted. I'm going to go in just blind this time. I don't want any special treatment, but I do
Notice
want
that you
people to
dropped it in
know
on the show, though.
that place is great, and they should go check it out if they haven't yet. Because Chef Raheem Seeley and Monica, they are bringing
place
some
is great.
really, really upscale stuff, and we're going to be there.
Prices are insane. They're like
The happy hour. I mean, you get this high quality, this Korean fried chicken that's exceptional, and then these grilled oysters, all for like $9 and $10. It's
Wow.
crazy.
lobster
That's
rolls.
crazy.
A lot of stuff on there.
Yeah, crazy good values at the happy hour, along with some great cocktails. So JNC is going to be first, and then later on, I'm going to meet either my buddy Scott or maybe Val or maybe both at Shenanigans. We got to go in and support our friend Pat.
Yeah.
Pat Utter. He says there have been good crowds in there for the holiday.
How can you resist the wings? And by the way, it's a disgrace, South Florida, that every sports bar isn't absolutely jammed tonight. That you should almost have to pay a premium to get a seat in sports bars. I mean, here we are. This
Don't
is
give them any
the
ideas. No,
possible game of the century here.
2-drink
Rangers
minimum. No, they don't
and
even
the
have a
Panthers.
2-drink minimum. You could go in there, just get a couple of, one beer and some wings.
There they
We love Shenanigans, and I was in there earlier.
You think
in the
we'll ever
playoffs.
get that again, though, where restaurants had like the movie screens up and you actually had to pay a little tab to get in? Remember that one year? What? It was when the Marlins were making their way through the playoffs, and then you had it with the Panthers and the
Oh yeah, I guess there
and
was some
the
watch
Heat
parties.
were involved, but it was a lot of fun. You don't see that anymore. We
Remember
haven't had
when
that spirit here since the
you would
90s.
go to movie theaters to see boxing bouts like Frazier?
Oh
Ali?
yeah, closed circuit, sure.
Yeah, closed circuit in movie theaters.
$5, and it was like 50, back then. But
Back then, a lot of money. But
yeah.
anyway,
Novel
so they're going to do those two things, and then might as well round out the troika of mentions of local eateries that are sponsors. Cafe Seville. Did you see that they're on social media now? Joey wouldn't be pegging. I wouldn't peg him to be an Instagram guy, but it looks like they have a social media person now. And
Nice.
Cafe Seville, as you can see on the crawl at Cafe Seville FTL for Fort Lauderdale, now on the IG and Instagram. But better yet, instead of going and seeing them on social media, go in and see them in person. I texted with Joey the other day because there was a sighting. The horse that he owned, but that lost in the claiming box on
Sirgusa.
his first victory, Sirgusa, after winning and finally breaking his maiden, he was 0 for 16. He won on his 17th attempt at Tampa Bay Down.
Oh, he won.
He won. This was
Oh,
this was
what?
2 or 3 months ago. It was in the beginning of April.
I didn't know he won.
Sirgusa won, but then Joey lost him because the horse, as soon as he finished
Oh, yeah.
across the finish line, he got claimed. Well, he resurfaced at your favorite track the other night, Defo.
Beulah Park.
No, it begins with a ASS. Because when you bet Asanobia Downs,
Zenobia, no, really? That's where this horse went? Oh, my God.
ended up in an allowance race at Asanobia
Wow,
Downs,
I
which
mean,
do you know where that is?
Yeah, it's some far-fetched place like New Mexico or something. I don't know.
No, Winnipeg,
Oh,
Manitoba,
Winnipeg. Wow.
Canada, all the way up north in the Great White North. Resurfaced in an allowance race, was the morning line favorite, but actually drifted up in odds and
got blown out?
finished second to last. So,
There you go.
but Joey was saying before the race, he's like, oh, he'll probably win 4 in a row now. But no,
Doesn't look like he's going to be in the
those,
Breeders' Cup anytime soon.
and once
Well,
again,
I mean, we got to tout some places here, Mayo, man. Do we not? I mean,
oh, it's
time
time to
get
take
into
a
this.
break.
Yeah. How
yeah.
about it, Mayo? Come on.
Let's go. All right. It's time to take our first break, and we'll be back with more on the Lunchbox.
That's it?
On a Tropical Acres Thursday. Yeah,
All
well,
right.
I already did a 3-fer there. Other
For like
places.
7 different sponsors.
Let me talk about these guys. All right,
We'll talk
coming
about
back in a
Tropical
moment.
Acres in a minute. Yeah. Mike, where should I go out to eat? I got guests coming from out of town. Where should we go? Cafe Seville. That's the answer. 2768 East Oakland Park Boulevard. It's a Fort Lauderdale perennial, serving the finest in Spanish and continental cuisine in a cozy, friendly, comfortable setting. Joey Esposito and Sally, his better half, they've been running the place for a long time. It's been open since the 1980s. They got great Spanish classics like paella, shrimp with garlic sauce, and all kinds of great seafood dishes. The stuffed veal chop, oh, that's my favorite. Go to Cafe Seville. It's open every day but Sunday at 5 p.m. for dinner. Tell them that the Lunchbox Mayo and Defo sent you. Do you like burgers? Do you like wings? Do you like late night food and sports on big screen TVs and cold beer and friendly vibe and great people? Then you want to check out Shenanigans, 1300 South Federal Highway in Dania Beach. Go to Shenanigans, you get yourself all the good stuff, the fresh fish every day, the blackened grilled wings, and of course, the kitchens are open late. Go there, tell them that the Lunchbox Mayo and Defo sent you. Best restaurants in South Florida? Casa D'Angelo is always at the top of my list. First-class dining, top-flight service, elegant atmosphere, and chef-founder Angelo Ilia is legendary. The flagship in Fort Lauderdale has been serving the finest Italian cuisine since 1997, with other locations in Boca Raton and Aventura. As Angelo himself says, they have an unwavering commitment to unparalleled quality with meticulous attention to details. It's so good, with house-made pastas, pristine seafood, unique meats like elk chops and bison, and seasonal specialties including fragrant fresh truffles from Italy. All locations open 7 days for dinner. Reservations recommended for a special occasion or any occasion. Casa D'Angelo. Tell them Mike Mayo sent you. If you're looking for an exquisite sushi experience, Kaizen Sushi Bar and Grill in Fort Lauderdale is the place to go. 5640 North Federal Highway, just north of Commercial Boulevard. Chef owner Hui Lam, he's a sushi savant, slicing and serving pristine fish and seafood flown in directly from Japan and around the world. Nigiri, sashimi, special rolls, and omakase dinners. He's ruined me from going anywhere else. It's that good. Open 7 days for dinner and also for lunch. Even if you're not a sushi fan, they have great cooked options, including steaks, chops, rice and noodles, and other Japanese dishes. It's fantastic. For reservations and information, go to kaizenflorida.com. Tell them Mike Mayo and the Lunchbox sent you. Delicious Mexican food with innovative twists. Margaritas with a medley of tongue-tingling flavors. I'm talking about Taco Craft, Taqueria, and Tequila Bar. The place to go on Taco Tuesday and every day. It's located at 510 North Federal and Highway in Fort Lauderdale, and also in Lauderdale by the Sea at Plantation Walk, and soon in Coral Springs. Taco Craft has specials every day, including bottomless drinks for a Sunday brunch, and Taco Tuesdays with their $4 premium tacos, including their new burrito tacos with bone marrow broth. Oh, it's so good. They've even made a taco lover out of me, and they've got so much more, including fajitas, that open-faced smashed cheeseburger tortilla that's new, and a guacamole sampler that's an explosion of flavors. The kitchen is open late. There's delivery and takeout. For more information, go to tacocraft.com. Tell them Mike Mayo, the Lunchbox, sent you. Hey, welcome back, everybody. It's Mike Mayo. That's Jeff Defo DeForest. I do feel like I'm coming down off some sort of trip, but I think it's just a natural high today. Had a good breakfast with my daughter, and brings me to a topic that we kind of got into yesterday at Stromboli Pizza Kitchen with the great Angelique. How good is she on the
She's
on
fun.
the show? By the way, she is bright.
She's just natural. She gets into it, and I love that she's such a big fan of the group. She actually reads everything, gets into it,
brimming with enthusiasm and energy, and she loves talking about the topics. But I was a little surprised when I did my big bite yesterday with this Italian cold cut sub that he made. That when I took the big bite, I got everywhere mayonnaise, and a lot of people say you shouldn't put mayonnaise on an Italian sub. Back in the day in Brooklyn, people would say it should only be oil and vinegar and a little salt and pepper and oregano, but never mayo. I don't know if you subscribe to that, Defo, but
I'm not inclined to mix mayo with an Italian sub. I would say nay to that. No.
Lubie likes it, right?
I like spicy mustard, and I'll put either oil vinegar or Italian dressing.
Oil and vinegar would do it for me.
So, and it just got me thinking about the whole concept of the condiment and food police, and what's right, what's wrong. And then this morning, I found myself with my daughter. We went for a brunch to Top Hat Deli in downtown Fort Lauderdale. We had to pick up a computer that she bought for college at Best Buy. So on the way, we stopped Elliot Wolf and the Be Nice group. They operate this deli, and they have some really good, nice breakfast items in there. And I had something that's called, instead of the Grand Slam, they call it the what do they call it? The Schlam Slam or something like that. It's a basically
sounds like something bizarre. I mean,
well, it's basically eggs with a little potato latkes on the side, and you get a choice of corned beef, pastrami, or bacon. But I basically got eggs with pastrami. And then for the first time in my life, I found myself eating mustard with my scrambled eggs, because it seemed like the pastrami always cries out for a little deli mustard. And I just thought that's something that Lubie might do, like put mustard on eggs. Have you ever seen or heard about
mustard on eggs? Never happened.
Yeah.
I don't like doing anything to eggs.
No.
I don't think eggs need anything.
You put ketchup on eggs sometimes.
I don't. I will dunk, if there's cheese and meat on a sandwich, I'll dunk that into some ketchup. But the egg, like my mom used to do the ketchup with eggs, and I don't like that flavor. It's like
horrible. Yeah.
It's a weird flavor to me.
It was,
mustard on eggs. Come on, Mike.
I have to say that when I took a bite of it,
the levels of confusion that you are experiencing. I mean,
like salami and eggs, you would put mustard in it, because I love salami and eggs, and again, I do nothing to that because it's the salami has the flavor.
I saw a weird one. I mean, and this gets back to your burger thing about weird combinations of stuff. But Sid Rosenberg, of course, who was here for a while doing radio, and now he's a big shot in New York, and good guy. They named a burger after him at some diner, like a top diner in New York, and it's called the Sid Rosenberger. All right, and on it they put corned beef and pastrami on a burger. I mean, that sounds like something out of Chef Eats, no? I mean, is that a combination? Now, I would never put mustard on a burger, but there's a case where you might want to throw a little mustard on there for the corned beef and pastrami, no?
If I ordered one of those, I would just throw away the burger and just have the corned beef and pastrami. But that's, again, too much meat. I'm usually
Sid Rosenberger, hold the burger. That's what I want. Yeah, $20.
Double meat. I usually don't even like bacon on my burgers, but occasionally I make an exception, like the Havarti bacon burger at Gilbert's. But Grand Slam is what it's called, the Grand Slam. And again, when I had the pastrami on the plate, I just felt
mustard on eggs.
I put some mustard, and I would take a bite where I'd have and I held the bread. I got some tomatoes, so I had like tomato, egg, pastrami, and mustard on top of it. And
you got to put a picture of that up on Let's Eat. And
I have
let
it.
The people attack you.
I'm going to do it later.
Yeah.
I let everybody kind of settle down and watch the show.
Realize what a nutbag is running the show there.
Well, but then it brings up the whole issue.
Critiquing these guys for liking the $12 carpaccio at Anthony's Clam House.
Well, they just slice roast beef. Let's face it. Horse head roast beef. I had a really good carpaccio the other day at the
Runway 84,
restaurant.
Of course, your favorite.
No. Well, besides Runway 84, but the Italian restaurant at the Hard Rock, Cipresso, they do a Wagyu ribeye carpaccio that was exceptional. It was $25, so it's not the
Of course, it should
$12
be
at
exceptional
Anthony's.
there. Yeah.
But it was pretty good. It was satisfying too. For I had it as a full meal, and again, it was it's high quality. But no, and I don't mean to denigrate Anthony's. They do a nice job. They really do a nice job at
Oh,
the
Anthony's Clam House. Yeah, no, they do a great job. They're great. I saw something actually from Anthony's that was kind of interesting, and I'm curious to see what you think about this. Where the ways, and maybe we could do some shows on this marketing restaurants today, because I got a flyer in the mail from Anthony's Clam House, which I'm already a fan of. I didn't need this flyer to know about their, the value and everything, and the convenience because it's near my house. But and I would go there anytime if somebody suggested it. But they actually had a flyer that pictured a bunch of different dishes, and then it showed you that your whole tab would be like under 100 for this.
Okay, yeah,
kind of an interesting marketing approach.
It's a good approach. Hey,
what about? I mean, what about direct mail in restaurants? I mean, what's your?
They're trying any and every available method to reach people who might come out. Sometimes there's direct mail marketing. Sometimes they do these Groupons in the summertime. Sometimes they are now going, on social media and buying ads on Instagram and Facebook. And in the case of Tropical Acres, thank you for the segue, because I could give you a picture of what $100 gets you on a Monday or Tuesday night during half-price wine.
Yeah, it's kind of interesting, yeah.
Or actually, I could give you a picture of what you could go into the bar any night during happy hour from 4:30 to 6:30, where you could get all these, small plates for under $10 and all these half-price specialty, cocktails using the, top shelf liquor for $8, and you could basically have a feast and eat and drink for $50. So that's one thing you could do there. On a Monday or Tuesday, you could get the Twin Lobster special for $39, and you could get that any weeknight, and that comes with a salad and a side dish and 2 live, they freshly steamed North Atlantic lobsters, and you can also get a prime rib, the regular cut, for $40, $39, and you get a half-price bottle of wine for $20, and for $99 plus tax and tip, you can have yourself a tremendous surf and turf feast. That's why we love Tropical Acres. A couple of more rave reviews coming in on the Let's Eat group this morning. A woman who went there for celebrating her birthday said everything was exquisite. All the food was great. Her servers, Joseph, who is classic, he's one of the best, took great care of him, and that's why we love Tropical Acres. Give him a call to get on the reservations, to get in the reservations book for either this weekend or Father's Day. They're going to be open on Sunday, Father's Day, June 16th, 954-989-2500, 954-989-2500. Go online to tropicalacres.com. They have a couple of concert series coming up where they have a specialty price where you get full evenings entertainment, buffet, along with some beverages, tax and tip included for $70. It's a great deal. It is the home of great hospitality. Jack Studiali and family, they run a great ship. Go there, tell them the Lunchbox sent you.
Exuding class, as we always say about Jack Studiali. The guy is just very dignified and a class act. We should probably do it. I'm going to send you a thread on Let's Eat South Florida. I don't know if you're going to approve it. I'll try and get it by Gretchen if you don't, because it depends on the mood you're in.
You can always try. Yeah.
But where people recognize these servers, I always love that when somebody singles out a server by name and says, you know what, Joseph was fantastic or whatever.
Yeah.
And, these people deserve far more recognition than they usually give. But I always love that when people include some kind of positive note about how happy they were with the service. We're coming back. More Mike Mayo's Lunchbox. I see if I can get that by you, Mayo. I'll try and put that in on Let's Eat. Back with more Mike Mayo's Lunchbox in a moment.
One of the best restaurants in Broward, J&C Oyster in downtown Hollywood. At 2035 Harrison Street, this place is fantastic and worth a drive. It's got creative, cutting-edge seafood and more with an Asian twist and gorgeous cocktails. Chefs Raheem Seeley and Monica Dominguez cut their teeth at some of Miami's best restaurants. Don't miss some of these fantastic dishes, including grilled oysters, fried chicken, and the Thai red curry crab. Open Wednesday through Sunday for dinner with daily happy hour and outdoor seating. Go to jncoyster.com for reservations and information. Tell them Mike Mayo's Lunchbox sent you. Are you looking for a good New York-style slice? How about lunch specials for under $9 that come with garlic rolls and a fountain drink? I'm talking about Stromboli Pizza Kitchen in the Fountains of Plantation, 801 South University Drive. Since 1987, it's been home to Brooklyn-style pies and slices, heroes and paninis, pastas, and all your Italian-American favorites. It's got the unpretentious vibe of the pizza places of my youth with daily specials, family dinners, outdoor seating, eat-in, carry-out, or delivery. Open 7 days a week. Go to Stromboli'sPizza.com to place your order today. From a scratch kitchen, delicious drinks and house-made spirits from a craft bar. A great vibe inside and out with a spacious patio. I'm talking about Batch New Southern Kitchen and Tap, Fort Lauderdale, in the heart of the city at 525 North Federal Highway. It's open 7 days for lunch, dinner, and weekend brunch with classics like fried chicken and waffles and shrimp and grits, and creative items like pecan-crusted salmon and a fried green tomato BLT. And the drinks? Smooth sipping and so good. There's convenient free parking and a garage next door, happy hour at the bar, an entire patio, 4 to 7 Monday to Friday, and live music every Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. It's pet and people friendly and with cozy fire pits for when the temperature dips. For reservations and more information, go to batchsouthernkitchen.com. If you like seafood in a comfortable setting, outdoors, even keel fish shack at the corner of A1A and Commercial Boulevard in Lauderdale by the Sea, and also now with a new location on Las Olas Boulevard. Those are my spots. Upscale food and a down-home setting. The chef owners, Dave and Brad, do a terrific job with all the seafood classics that you want. They have the best grilled oysters in town, bang bang shrimp, lobster rolls, and deli fish specials. They also have weekend brunch Saturday and Sunday. They have daily happy hour 4 to 7, and they also have other weekly specials like mussels on Monday and oysters on Tuesday. Go to Even Keel Fish Shack and tell them that the Lunchbox sent you. All right, back on the Lunchbox home show Thursday. Tomorrow we're going to be at Gulfstream, 10 Palms. You're going to make it an appearance in person?
I'll be there, man.
Okay,
Wouldn't miss it for the world. Plus, you're picking up racing farms, which is great.
Tony Segreto, is he up in Vermont now?
Segreto's coming.
Here another
He's going to be there.
weeks now, I guess. I don't
thought
know.
he usually makes his summer departure
Usually gone
from
by
this
now, but
hellscape, from
Couple
this
more weeks.
furnace, this blast furnace.
He loves it out there, man. Nobody has a better time out there than Tony Segreto.
That's it. So, hey, just so picking up one more thing on the condiment thing. So, I got mustard on my eggs. We had the mayo on the Italian sub yesterday. Angelique,
You're really losing it, man. You're breaking from protocol here.
And she was talking about how she dips her pizza crust in ranch dressing, which my daughter does. My daughter puts ketchup on hot dogs, which I thought was a
I thought you were going to disown her over that, except she got into FSU, and then now
and the pineapple on the pizza. And that's not a condiment; that's a topping. But is there any weird condiment things that you do?
Very conventional. Yeah, I don't know about Lubie, but no, Lubie's a little weird. I've watched him do some strange things. But I'm ketchup on a burger, mustard on a hot dog. Give me the deli mustard anytime.
You're a classic American guy. I mean, you're a vanishing breed. Is what we are.
And I'm not, necessarily not a fan of all of this fancy schmancy stuff that goes on. But I do believe in simplicity in those couple of dishes.
Oh, I know. I've seen you do something really horrendous one
What's
time.
that?
You put one of those.
Oh, in the soy sauce thing?
No, the mustards from the packet. You put it on some white or fried rice one time when you were desperate because.
Oh no, never. No, I would never use the packet mustard ever.
I must have
chance,
confused you with.
It's so weird. We've talked about it. You used to argue with me about this, but or you had
it's horrendous.
To say about it, but the condiment. I don't know why the packaged condiments, which are, they're very generous in the way they'll give you like 400 soy sauce.
Yes, I got that last time.
Mustards and the duck sauce. And it's all horrible. It's not even a reasonable facsimile, as they used to say about the souvenirs at Shea when I was selling them. Not even a reasonable facsimile of what you would get if you just got like the house mustard, which I'm now more than willing to pay the 50-cent, robbery job on.
Pay any price. And here's a question for you. Okay, that moment, the senior moment, where after you give them the delivery order, where you realize, oh shoot, I forgot to ask for the house mustard and the chili oil. Do you call back 3 minutes later? Or
no, at that point you're just taking a shot. It's like betting the Rangers tonight.
But they never
taking a shot. You're just saying, hey, I hope they have it when I get there.
they never no, what that's because you go and pick it up, and you could always ask for like, hey, throw it in. But this is like on deliveries, because my local Chinese places still have their own in-house delivery
Oh, and they
service.
don't throw you in that you would
No,
have
they
to
don't
demand
throw it in
now.
automatically. All they throw
You would
is
have to ask for it.
300 packets of the
Yeah, give you a
goddamn
lot
No
of
doubt, yeah.
lousy mustard and soy sauce. And
If when I open my fridge, like soy sauce packages
Yep,
come
yep.
plowing out of there. I
you
mean, like an
refrigerate
avalanche.
those? Those don't have to be refrigerated.
I don't ever use them because it doesn't even taste like any soy sauce that you would ever
Right.
buy. I mean, it's not exactly Kiko
Just
Man,
spring
that
for the
stuff.
$3.59.
What brand
Get,
of soy
get
sauce
the
is
big
that?
Kiko Man, because the Kiko Man
Yeah.
soy sauce is
Kiko Man
definitely
sauce.
better.
I try to
And
stay
low
away from the
sodium.
soy sauce in general, but
So
I mean, the house mustard, the differential between the packaged mustard and the house mustard, I think, is the biggest disparity of any condiment that you could ever get. I
This
mean,
is
I'm
true.
not a fan of like yellow mustard from French's.
No,
I always
that's
thought that was like
garbage.
despicable to call it mustard, but it's not as bad as the difference between the house mustard at a Chinese restaurant and the package.
And the problem was when I forgot to tell them, they didn't bring it, and then it had been so long since I had ordered Chinese food or takeout, that I had no little
you had none in the
containers
house.
stashed
Oh,
in the
yeah,
fridge.
yeah.
Because usually those you can
You
throw
have
it
to
in the
have some
fridge for
left
6
over.
months. Mustard's not going to get moldy or anything like
No.
that. It's so it's
Yeah, I'm a big believer. Like, I'm weird with fresh Parmesan. I don't know what it is. Parmesan is Parmesan. I get it, and I actually buy the better level of Parmesan for my house.
it's worth it. Totally.
But working at an Italian restaurant, I really got a taste for, like, we would take the Parmesan and you whatever. So whenever I go to get Italian, whether it's pizza, a dish of any kind, I like them adding in fresh Parmesan, right? My wife never thinks to do that on
You want
her.
the fresh grated, the block of
Yes.
cheese, not
Well,
the,
I mean, they do it now. They have it in a, no, not the freaking.
not the wood pulp. It's made from actual like wood pulp.
Well,
That's
it's
one
made
of the
from all this other
ingredients.
garbage. But anyways, so like I will call back, even if she Ubers, I will call back and I will always ask, can you please add some fresh Parmesan, even if we have it in the house, just because it's like one of my favorite.
We should have a contest, Defo, because I actually have a couple.
See
of these.
who's more weird.
No.
That.
Those little packets of Parmesan. I have a couple in my kitchen bowl right now because they throw it in now when I order some pizzas that I pick up and take out. What is the worst condiment? The packaged Chinese mustard or the packaged grated Parmesan cheese that's really wood pulp and it smells like baby vomit when you open it up?
I'd probably go with B on that. But the packaged mustard from a Chinese restaurant actually ruins. You would be far better off, even if you're a huge fan of the mustard. It ruins the dish completely. I mean, if you use it, you so regret it. It's a disaster. So I don't know why they included it. And like I say, there, whatever Chinese restaurant you're getting your food from, they're very generous with those condiments in the packages.
They must get a discount deal on that, like you couldn't believe. And they must have to pay so much money for the good Chinese mustard, which you could actually buy in any Asian grocery store. And there's a lot of those popping up.
I think I need to get a jar because I lately have had like a sort of semi-addiction to the idea of getting fried rice. My usual chicken fried rice. Dragon Tea House I've been going to lately. An old standard, changed substantially since the days when I used to go there like 30 years ago when I lived in the neighborhood. But I'm not that far away. It's the closest of the Chinese restaurants that I
How
would
is
go
it?
to.
I've driven past it a million times.
You know what? I think they do a decent job. I
better
would say,
than House of what is it? Wang's Kitchen. What's the one that has the plexiglass and the bulletproof?
May's
glass?
Kitchen. May's Kitchen is all right, actually. I mean, you're expecting to see wine seers sitting outside, but
hey, we got to do.
But they do a decent job. I got to say, and Mustang loves the food from there. Prefers it over other Chinese restaurants that I like better.
Nice. All right, we got to do one more break. Before we do that, I got to tell you about the fine folks at Batch New Southern Kitchen and Tap. Also been seeing a lot of nice reviews.
A lot of reviews on Batch.
Yes, I love
and
it.
I'm glad we're finally moving
reviews.
the needle because a lot of people weren't aware that it's there. They don't know about the free parking in the garage next door. And then slowly but surely have been making their way in and posting their positive comments, because what else can you say after going to a place that has exceptional Southern cuisine, great creative cocktails, and the service? I mean, the guys who run that shop, Kevin and Brandon, they do such a great job. They really are great people, people persons or person people I don't even know what I'm saying anymore, but 525 North Federal Highway. Go there for the weekend brunch is fantastic, along with lunch and dinner 7 days. They got dishes like the jambalaya, which is Professor Ken approved. It has great flavor. They have shrimp and grits. They have chicken and waffles. They have short rib with that beautiful sweet potato mash and a bourbon glaze. All kinds of great dishes, salads for those who are eating on the lighter side. Go in there and tell them the Lunchbox sent you. Again, 525 North Federal Highway in Fort Lauderdale.
You see the most glowing review of the place that was posted on Let's Eat South Florida? Did you see the author?
One
Robert Lubitz.
Well, let's not. I didn't really get the last name. I didn't see.
It said Robert Lubitz.
Robert Lubitz, yeah.
The story about my dad is, and look, and they had a great time, which is I'm glad they did. When we went this Monday for brunch. On holidays, they'll have brunch on those holiday days, which is great.
A glowing review, my friend.
He calls me and he wrote the review and he was proud of himself. I'm like, yeah, you're supposed to have pictures, Dad. But he said nice words, which is good. And then he was like, okay. So he's giving me advice on how to help them get business. And I'm like, first of all, they're doing okay. Second, they're with us for a reason. Third, I'm like, I knew he was going to do the sign thing. You know how we were talking to them about adding signs all over the place? And Kevin laughed at us and like, yeah, we tried that. We're only allowed so many signs.
Right.
Like, you're not the first person to say, you put a sign right smack dab on Federal. I'm like, they've tried that. They're weird about Federal Highway. I'm like, look, people are finding it, and the more people go and eat there, the more they'll love it. Because
word of mouth, my friends, that's what we're trying to get people to do. And then
Mayo in a chicken suit, I think, might be in order. No,
I don't think so.
Is that part of the deal? Just waving people in?
All right, let's take. This is our final commercial break?
This is it, man. Yeah, come on,
let's take it, and then we'll wrap up the show. I did have 2 more topics I wanted to hit, so maybe we'll do a little quick hits after these words on the Lunchbox. One of the best restaurants in Broward, J&C Oyster in downtown Hollywood. At 2035 Harrison Street, this place is fantastic and worth a drive. It's got creative, cutting-edge seafood and more with an Asian twist and gorgeous cocktails. Chefs Raheem Seeley and Monica Dominguez cut their teeth at some of Miami's best restaurants. Don't miss some of these fantastic dishes, including grilled oysters, fried chicken, and the Thai red curry crab. Open Wednesday through Sunday for dinner with daily happy hour and outdoor seating. Go to jncoyster.com for reservations and information. Tell them Mike Mayo's Lunchbox sent you. Are you looking for a good New York-style slice? How about lunch specials for under $9 that come with garlic rolls and a fountain drink? I'm talking about Stromboli Pizza Kitchen in the Fountains of Plantation, 801 South University Drive. Since 1987, it's been home to Brooklyn-style pies and slices, heroes and paninis, pastas, and all your Italian-American favorites. It's got the unpretentious vibe of the pizza places of my youth with daily specials, family dinners, outdoor seating, eat-in, carry-out, or delivery. Open 7 days a week. Go to strombolispizza.com to place your order today. A sophisticated setting. I'm talking about Corvina Seafood Grill. It's at 110 Plaza Real South in Boca Raton, just south of Palmetto Park Road. It's the place to go for the freshest and local seafood and fish, some of it with a Peruvian twist like their great ceviches. It's open 7 days for dinner. They also have happy hour 7 days a week. You don't want to miss it. It's a great place. CorvinaBocaRaton.com for more information and reservations. Tell them the Lunchbox sent you. Hey, we're back. That was quick.
Yeah.
So 2 more quick hits. Well, first of all, I was foraging around. I found the baby vomit Parmesan cheese in the packet. I got the horrendous duck sauce and horrendous soy sauce.
Gross.
But I don't have any of the horrendous mustards. You know why? Because
how can you blow soy sauce though? I mean, how do you make like a lousy soy sauce?
I don't know. But the mustard is so offensive to me that I toss them immediately. Bad. I don't let them stay in my house. I just immediately throw them into the street.
Chuck them right in the street.
These I keep.
Yeah.
I did have, fortunately, the good house.
Oh, there you go. Now you're talking. Left. Yeah. Looks like you got a little jelly in there. Were you eating like a mustard and jelly sandwich?
Sometimes I dunk the rib, the barbecue pork that has like that honey glaze on it. So yeah, it's a little bit thing. And then I don't know. Given a choice of eating this cheese or a moist towelette. I think I might just rather eat a moist towelette.
Yeah. Yeah, you
all
might
right,
be onto something.
Two
Yeah.
quick things. You wanted to talk about like good Mexican places.
Oh, I don't know. I just was having a thing with my wife. I asked her to rank the Mexican places. There were 3 of them essentially we go to most frequently, and I was surprised she put La Bamba number 1.
I call that Tex-Mex, and they also have Cuban dishes. They do a good ropa vieja.
They do a nice job. I gotta say, they're very attentive. It seems like they get to you quickly, and the food comes out nice. And yeah, it's a good spot. I like. I like what was it called? Is it not La Bamba, but
Well, Chipotle for a fast casual. My daughter loves it. A lot of people hate it. I think they do a reasonably good job.
Baja Cafe is one I'm trying to think of.
Cafes.
I like that place. I think the guy does a great job there. It's very. I mean, is it California Mexican? Is it kosher? I don't know, but really nice job. I would take that over La Bamba, and then Casa Frida. Victimized, unfortunately, by my experiences with one of Mayo's pet peeves, and that is somewhat of an inconsistent presentation.
Well, I love El Guanaco. That's the place that's both Mexican and Salvadoran food. Produces. We did a show there. The 2 women who own and operate that place do a fantastic job. Small plate, high quality, good stuff. But yeah, La Bamba.
I don't think you can knock it though. I mean, it's a good spot.
It's not real Mexican food. It's Tex-Mex style,
yes,
where
it's like
everything is covered in glopped in cheese with the refried beans. But they do a good job. It's good value. And
Casa Maya.
Everybody loves that place. Yeah.
Oh, Casa Maya is great. Emilio Dominguez, he goes back to his farm in Mexico every 6 weeks and picks up fresh spices and things like that.
That place is great.
No, he does a great job. That's been admired for a long time.
Yeah. We obviously have Taco Craft, if you're talking
Taco Craft, great.
Yeah, well, then you're getting into the kind of those the elevated taco places like the Rocco's Tacos, but Taco Craft, obviously,
Tijuana Flats,
fantastic.
I know it's casual. Shirley does like that. I know Tijuana Taxi's solid.
Taco Craft.
I see a lot of favorable. I don't know if this is generated by the people themselves or what. I know you're trying to do a great job of weeding that out on Let's Eat South Florida, but a place called Taco Locos on Commercial Boulevard seems to draw extremely high praise, and I've never eaten it.
I reviewed it. Like yeah, also high quality, expensive though. I mean,
really? A lot of people really like it.
I did a formal review of it when it first opened for the Sun Sentinel, and I gave it a very positive 3-star rating. But I did note that people who are used to maybe having those $3 tacos, that their platters there. They have different ones that go for I don't even know what the pricing is because I haven't been in there in 3 years, but $9, $10 lobster tacos, things like that.
By us, if you want authentic Mexican, La Union does great like tacos and bites like that.
But we'd be remiss if we didn't talk about Taco Craft, because Mark Facetto and guys, they use high quality ingredients. They make it's elevated, Mexican cuisine, with really good ingredients. And speaking of really good ingredients and elevated cuisine, our friends at Casa D'Angelo, I'm trying to get us set up to go into Aventura to maybe meet and greet the new executive chef there. But I don't know if it's going to work out next week. And then Angelo Elia himself is going away to his native Italy for a month. So we might have to hold off on that until July, but that's okay. You shouldn't wait until July. I'm actually going to be going to the original flagship, Casa D'Angelo, 1201 North Federal Highway in Fort Lauderdale next week to celebrate my good buddy, the Sheik's 60th birthday.
Oh, nice.
After surviving his kidney transplant, and he's doing really well. And so is his wife, who was the kidney donor, and they're still speaking. Wow. Well, he has to, basically thank her and get down on his knees every day. But we're going to have a nice 60th birthday celebration at Casa D'Angelo. And whatever the occasion for you out there, whether it's an anniversary, a retirement party, a graduation, Casa D'Angelo's 3 locations will do it right for you. There's Aventura, there is Fort Lauderdale, and there's Boca Raton. All 3 just exquisite quality, high-end, fine dining Italian, great wine lists, and whatever you want. Impeccable service and ingredients. Go into Casa D'Angelo and tell them the Lunchbox sent you. And I think that's going to do it for today.
Wow, nice.
Yeah, I mean, we're going to we'll
Gulfstream tomorrow, Mayo.
Gulfstream tomorrow. Racing forums again.
Racing forum.
And
I was
it'll
lost
go.
last week. I ended up losing money because I had nothing to go by.
You had no forms. No, blame it on me. That's
Too
fine.
cheap to pay for the form when I've been getting it for free for the last 3 years. So.
All we can say is, I can't believe tomorrow's going to be the end of June. The end of May.
Wow.
We're going to be officially in hurricane season. Let the hype and the fear mongering begin. But we're going to be okay because we're just going to take it easy and have a couple of drinks.
Cans of Hormel chili. I bought a case the other day.
Skyline, baby.
Just in
Go
case we're stuck without power.
And,
Nothing like cold Hormel.
Go
Cats.
Panthers. Try to beat them in the Garden and then turn it into a 2-game series and we'll be fine. All right. Thanks, everybody. Until tomorrow, enjoy every sandwich.
Even with mayo.